So what's your nationality? What's your race? Yeah. Give me Esther chapter 7 and verse 4. You said African American. Right now, the term African American was created, you understand, less than what? It was created in the 80s. Right? So we may be a little bit older than our nationality. What about our fathers and our grandfathers? It would supersede the term African American. Right. You know where the term African American derives from? It derives right from Leos Africanos and America Vespucci.
Right.
Right. These are all both so-called white men. Did you know that? America, when they conquer lands, what do? They name it after themselves.
Right.
Right. Baltimore was named after a person. Maryland was named. Right. America was named. Africa was named. When they conquer a land, they change up the ordinances and the land mass and what they had called it. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 109 and verse 23. I'm gonna show you something, brother. Now, before Africa was called Africa, it was called something else. Because the Lord has what the Lord had called all things. And then you have man, which changes the ordinances. You know, the Lord called man, right? Edom. But then man says, you know what? I'm a lesbian. I'm a dyke. I'm this. I'm homosexual. I'm trans this. He changes ordinances and things around that the Heavenly Father has not ordained. The same with land masses, animals, right? The principal doctrines of our Lord, right? He give them, where is that? Okay, brothers don't got it out. See that? But nevertheless, bring that out, King.
The book of Psalms, chapter 109 and 23. Bring it out. I am gone like the shadow. When it...
Psalms chapter 109 and verse...
Oh, Salakia.
Yeah, that's it.
109 and verse 23. I am gone like the shadow when it declineth. I am tossed up and down as the locust.
Right.
My knees are weak through fasting.
Right.
And my flesh faileth of fatness.
Read.
I became also a reproach unto them. When they look upon me, they shake their heads.
They do what?
They shake their heads.
Right, well, what people, when they look upon you, they shake their head? He's a Negro. He's a nigga. What are you doing in here? You don't got no money. Right? You ain't nothing but a nigga, man. Right. You're an African American. You're nothing. When you go to a Chinese buffet or a Chinese place, they look at you like they don't even want you in there, man. Right. Right? You got to raise your hand to speak. You go to a counter to spend hard-earned money that you make in their establishment, and they don't even greet you properly. Right. What people are treated like this? Us. Right, we don't?
Help me, O Lord, my God. Oh, save me according to thy mercy.
Right, so we're the people in the Bible that need to be saved. We're called all of these bywords, African American, Negro, all of these different things.
Book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 4. For we are sold, I and my people.
The Lord said through the hand of Esther, for we are sold, I and my people. What people were ever sold? You can see right behind you, that slave ship. What people were ever sold, brothers? Us. So when we go to Esther, when we go to Psalms, when we go to any book of the Bible, we can read about our heritage and our people. Right, read on.
Salakia. To be destroyed.
We were sold not to come here to be athletes, NBA players, right, NFL players, talk hosts, right, damn podcast creators, right, Negroes and niggas, right, that damn shake their behinds with camera phones, man. Right, read on.
To be slain and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, right, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Right, so we have enemies according to the Bible.
That's right.
And we're people that are hunted. We're hunted by the police. We're even hunted by our own brothers, man. If you go down the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time, and we both know what can happen.
Right.
Right, you can get killed. I can get killed, man. All for what? Nothing, man. For looking the wrong way, speaking the wrong words. We're a people that are persecuted, and we're a people that are always shot down, and there's no seemingly justice for our murders and our crimes. Why does this happen to us? Who are we, man? Who are we, man? We're not African Americans. That's from the 80s. You can look that up right now. We're not Negroes. That's from the 40s. We're not niggas. Who are we? Who's been changing our name since the fact and time we came to America? What man is responsible for changing our name around?
Wake him up,
Putting us in a dizzy like a snake, twisting us around.
Right.
Giving us all of these gangster movies, shaping our minds of who we are.
Right.
Because we don't know who we are.
That's right.
If you don't know who you are, brother, you'll be easily manipulated because you don't know your roots. You don't know your heritage. You can't trick a Chinese man into thinking he's an Arab because he knows his roots. He knows his foundation. He knows his land. He knows his language. What's your land? What's your language? We don't know. That's why we speak English so proudly. That's why we love to wear suits and love the level of success is by the so-called white man.
Right.
It's by being a cynic. Right, by being a pastor, some type of man where he tells you it's of high renowness. But what's really of high renowness? What's really who we're supposed to be in our fathers, man? When we look at our fathers, we see a track record of men that walk before us and a shadow that we ought to walk in. When we come to America, who are the founding fathers? George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Jackson. These are the men we're supposed to inspire to be, man. Rapers and colonizers. Of course you can.
What you're saying, I've been on this stuff for a while. So my thing is, once you have the knowledge, right, and you know, do you stay?
Stay where?
Here.
Stay here? That's a very good question. You do stay here, right? Can I explain it?
But if you stay here,
yeah,
it's like playing a game, right? If I'm playing a game, I'm playing the game here. I gotta play the game by the rules that are here.
Give me Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Yeah, I'm listening, brother.
So, if we living in a capitalist
Give me Zechariah
society,
chapter 2 and verse number 6.
in a capitalist country, if you do stay here, is the answer then money?
All right, let me touch on that. Can I touch on that? Give me Jeremiah, right, chapter 16 and verse 14. Bring that out, King.
This is Baruch 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
What the Lord say?
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. So the captivities that we have been in before us, the Babylonian captivity, the Assyrian captivity, like the Egyptian captivity, you just can't get up and leave. You're a captive in this land, brother. You have no land to go to. You have no heritage. If you wanted to up and leave, guess what? You would go to the Arabian's land, where you would pay the Arabian tax dollar.
Right.
And you would be subject to his laws and his commandments. No matter where you go, you're still a nigger in the streets to all that behold you.
Right.
You need your own land. And the Lord is the only one that can give that to you and deliver you out of the land of your captivity. Read on.
Where thou hast scattered us.
The Lord has scattered us. You think we can go against the ordinances and what the Lord has prescribed and told us that we ought to do? The Lord said, you know what? You want to disobey my laws, my statutes? You want to lust, commit fornication, rob, rape, murder, and do all of these secret things in the dark and idol worship? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spread you abroad across all of the places of the earth where you're going to be subject to other gods with me. And I'm going to show you that you were serving the true and living God, that all those other idols and things that you were doing were false. Read.
For a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Right, we're taken to this as a punishment. We don't get up and leave our punishment. Right, if you have children and or a little brother and you punish him or put him in a situation, it's for to learn. It's not for him to say, you know what, I'm tired being up and I'm going to grandma's house. He just get up and leave. Right, it's not like that. Us collectively, we can't just get up and leave because we have nowhere to go. Read.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
That's why we're in this situation, because of our fathers, the things that they've done. You know why they're in the situation that they've done? By all of the rape and murder and colonizing that their fathers have done. That's why this so-called pavement is paved with the back of our forefathers, but guess what? They reap the benefits of it.
Right,
The
right.
same way our fathers have sinned, we reap the benefits of it being in the ghettos and the slums. Bring that up.
Jeremiah 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right, because the Lord delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt, right, in the ancient world. Read.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Who brought up the children of Israel?
From the land of the north.
The Lord brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. So I know this is a little deep, but the Lord is going to have to come back and deliver us out of this place and take us to our rightful land, which is really the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven isn't in the sky.
Right.
Where you bounce the cloud to cloud. Grandma, come back. I haven't seen you. Why you just chase her upon clouds, man. That's fairy tales, and that's folk tales by the so-called white man.
Right.
He has robbed and raped your mind far too long enough. It's time to wake up and actually read. Our people don't read, man.
Right.
Give me the book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 2. Why don't we read? Because we niggas, man. When are we going to be kings? When we going to wake up and truly embrace the image of the Lord? The Lord isn't a nigga. The Lord is the king of all the earth.
Right.
And we got to move as kings over all the earth. Bring that up.
This is Daniel 9, verse 2.
Bring it up.
In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books.
I did what?
Understood by books.
I understood by books. That's how you understand, brother. You don't understand by trusting in the society, trusting in the so-called white man, trusting in all of his education. You understand by what, brother? By books.
Right.
You read the Zondervan Pack Bible Dictionary. You get you a Apocrypha, man. You get you a King James Version Bible.
Right.
You start to learn for yourself.
Right.
I'm tired of sitting in the back of a classroom getting taught, man.
Right.
We're truly the teachers of the earth.
That's right.
We're the men of the understanding. Why are we letting them, which are a base nation, teach us about our own heritage?
Right.
Don't you know that the books that they have in their libraries are written by old white men that's going to tell you about your history? When they could paint it with any stroke the way they want to, you'll be a fool to do that. Bring that up.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 2 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north.
The Lord said, flee. This is the land of the north. This
Right.
is North America.
Right.
The Lord said, flee from the land of the north. Read.
Saith the Lord, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven.
No, Esau did it.
For I have spread you
The
abroad
Lord
as
said, I have spread you abroad. So even though the so-called white man came with ships, he came with guns, and he came with advanced military, man.
Right.
Before the so-called white man, nobody really had a scope. You know what your modern day scope is? Radar systems.
Right.
And now they're looking all the way abroad, and they can see in different land masses. And they can know when army is coming, radars are coming, ships are coming. Before that time that we living in now, with all of this technology, so-called white man had a scope. You know what he did with that scope? He looked and he saw lands as he conquered what they would call the known world. And he would see who he could rape, who he could murder, and who he could conquer, and what lands he could take down. This is history, brother, that we got to know. We don't know anything about history. We're not going to know anything. It's a reason to be mad. If you're in America, and I'm not saying it's just because it's you, but we just in America walking our dog, listening to music, we're just living in the matrix. When we wake up and say, well, you know what? I know my heritage. I know why I was brought here. I know where I belong. I know my ancient language. I know the reason of why I was brought here. Not because we were stupid niggas that saw watermelon in the bottom of those slave ships, because we sinned against our God. We were actually kings. We had thrones, brother. Literally, we had thrones. Literally. That we carved up and we sat on, which was pure gold. Bro.
Right.
Give me the book of First Esdras. Right, chapter 8 and verse, start at 3.
This is First Esdras 8, verse 3.
Bring it out.
This Esdras went up from Babylon as a scribe, being very ready in the law
Being
of
what?
Moses.
Being very ready in the law of Moses.
So even though in the land of our captivities, which Ezra was, he was a captive. He was a slave. But you know what he was? He was very ready in the law. Meaning he, at the drop of a dime, he could open up a book and read it. It didn't take to strangle him up and sit him down and read. Like you getting burned with fire, man. Right. Tell a nigga to read now, what is he gonna say? No, I don't read, man. I don't put that shit. I don't care about that.
Put it
like
in the
they
movie.
Too cool.
Right.
I'll watch it in a movie. I'll watch it in a documentary.
Right.
Like Jake hate to read.
Right.
Right, read?
Right. That was given by the God of Israel.
By given by who?
That was given by the God of Israel.
The Lord gave the law. The Most High gave the laws. And he gave it to who? The God of Israel. We're the Israelites.
Right.
Bring it out, brother.
So, what you saying? Once I have the knowledge, and I know when I'm reading, and I'm on my thing, what do I do?
It's a very good question. Before you start reading and before you dive into it and really understand, you have to change. Your first step is to acknowledge repentance to the Lord. Because before you can change and really understand these words, you have to purify yourself in the eyes of God. Before you could come into your mother's house and eat, what you got to do, man? You got to take your shoes off. You got to wipe your shoes at the door.
Right.
You don't come in just tracking all types of dirt, grabbing up the greens, grabbing up the mac and cheese and just eating of the words of life.
Right.
These are actually words of life.
That's right.
They're like living waters. They're food to a hungry soul. You
Right.
can't just grab it up and start eating. You have to wash yourself to be worthy to enter in so that the Heavenly Father can give you that understanding. What you got on?
Matthew 18:3.
Come on, bring it up.
It's Matthew 18:3, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children.
The first step is to change. You have to be converted. Now, what's your name, brother? Oh, Mente?
Yeah.
Right, so that may be your name, but then the Lord is going to shape you and scold you into a different man. Right, you're looking at a new man right now. This is a new man right here. This is a new man. We're all different than the man we used to be.
Right.
Not on our own will and not of our own mind, but after the image of the Lord. Right, the Lord commanded us to teach. The Lord commanded us to learn, to change. And change doesn't start, okay, I'm going to cut my hair. You know what, I'm going to change my shoes.
Right.
Right, you know what, I'm going to change my glasses. Change starts within. Right, give me the book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 25. And I'm going to show you that, brother. If you really want to change and you really want knowledge, this is the only place to get it. Bring that
Book
up.
of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 25. For circumcision verily profiteth if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
Right?
Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
Read.
And shall not uncircumcision, which by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision does transgress the law? For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
The Lord said the Jews are who? So-called black men. Right, you're a Jew, brother. I'm a Jew. Right, the Jews descend from Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are the chosen tribes out of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's our heritage. See how the Chinese man, he might have, you know, I come from this and I come from that, and you got the so-called African man, I'm from Zika, I'm from Dutch, I'm from Zulu.
Right.
They know exactly what tribes they come from, even though they're African. We're Israelites. And you have different tribes. You have Spanish tribes, what the world will call Spanish tribes. Right, you have Indian tribes, which are your North American, right, Seminole Indians and all of these different things, your Native American Indians. And then you have the so-called Negro. You have different tribes, right? Now check this out, bro. These are the 12 tribes, right? You have the American black, right? But the Lord calls us Judah. You have the West Indian, the Lord calls us Benjamin. So this is what the Lord called us, but guess what? Man conquered you, raped you, robbed you, and named you other names. That's why we don't know who we are. The Chinese man can go back to China. The Russian man can go back to Russia.
Right.
The Canadian man can go back to Canada. What man can the Negro man go back to? The black man go back to? What land do we have? Don't say Africa. We were conquered in Africa.
Right.
Don't you know that we were slaves in Egypt? When you read the book of Exodus, when Moses said, let my people go, they were in slavery by who? The Egyptians, which are Africans. One of the biggest lies on earth is that we're African.
Right.
Now, if you were next to two Africans, you think they would greet you as if you're their real brothers?
Right.
Have your well-being? Or would they look at you different? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right, they'll look at you as different because you are different. You're better than them.
Right.
Right, read on. Talaki. Read on from there. What I had.
For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
Right, you're not a Jew, meaning you're not of the Most High by outward appearance. It's not about your outward appearance. Read on.
Neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew which is one inwardly.
You have to be an Israelite and a child of God inwardly, meaning your mind has to change. Right, no matter what somebody may do to you now, you may be ready to kill them, stab them, fight them. But as you change and mature and your spirit changes, you image your mind after the mind of God. Right now, you image your mind after whatever you want to do.
Right.
You get pushed, somebody takes something from here, you know what, you want to do this, you go there. It's all predicated off of you. But as you change, your mind's predicated off the Lord. Give me that in Romans chapter 12, verse 1.
Book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse
And
1.
we're going to show you how to repent, which is your first step to being able to receive the knowledge that you really want to possess. Bring that up.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice,
Right.
holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
Read on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Read it again.
And be not conformed to this
I
world.
like to fit in.
And be not conformed to this
The
world.
Lord said, don't be conformed to this world. This world wants you to move a certain way, talk a certain way, be a stereotype, be a damn nigga.
Right.
Sag your jeans, wear Nikes all day, put a hoodie on and smoke some weed.
Right.
Man. Lord said, don't be conformed to the image of what the world wants you to be. Read on.
And Salakia, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the what?
By the renewing of your
I
mind.
gotta start all over again?
By the renewing of your mind.
By the renewing of your mind. Don't you know, brother, no matter if you're in your late 30s, your 40s, however old you are, 50s, right, that you have to wash away everything that you've learned.
Right.
From the time you've been born to image your mind now after God. You know how hard that is for a grown man? You know how humble a grown man has to be? To take 7 steps back and say, I'm going to learn all over again. Man thinks that he has everything figured out. Man, I got my experiences. I've been to school. You can't tell me nothing. I'm older than you. You know how much stiff-necked and proud the Negro man is? That's why our people are in the conditions that they're in. Because they can't change.
right.
You have to change.
Right.
Hey, the Lord was 12 years old in the Bible teaching grown men.
Right.
It's nobody, no matter what age or where they come from, that can't show you the way to God.
Right.
The Lord said to be transformed after the renewing of your mind. Read.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
We have to know the will of God. What's the will of God? May not know it. So how could you please God? How can God direct your paths? How can he show you the way to the kingdom? How can he show you that you're not a nigga and a fool and an idiot and that you're God's chosen people and a king walking the earth? How can that light truly shine on you and you don't know your worth? If you don't know your worth and you don't know anything, how can you truly know the power you possess? Don't you know that a lion gets tamed by man when a lion can rip a man's head off? But a lion debases its mentality when that man rises over him with that whip. Don't you know that this world and these colonizers, the Chinese, the Arabians, they all had us in slavery? Think a Chinese man could come up right now with a stick and start beating you and telling you what to do? And you would let him do it? No, exactly. Think an Arab man can snap his fingers and tell you to get on the ground and pick that up? No. But we've been conquered by these nations that are under us.
Right.
When we're above them. Because our mind thinks that we ain't SHIT, man. Our mind believes that we don't have any heritage. Our mind truly believes, right, that this man is better than him.
Right.
And this man is God, man. Right? Bring that out in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. We have to know our self-worth. Where changing your mind isn't just, okay, today I'm going to read. It's deeper than that, man. It's understanding who your enemies are. You have enemies, brother. Contrary to popular belief, the Bible is not a book of fairy tales of love, man, and peace and harmony. And all of the nations in a circle twirling around. Bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
No.
For thou art an holy people
The Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee
He's chosen you.
to be a special people
You're special to the Lord. Read.
unto himself.
Now, out of all the people, the Lord said, you know what? I'm going to take the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which excel, and I'm going to make them special unto me. Read.
Above all people.
That's not in the Bible.
Above all people.
Above the white man?
Above all people
Above all people. That are what?
that are upon the face of the earth.
Are we above all people, brother? Or are we equal to all people according to God?
So I would have assumed equal.
You would assume equal. Because the world and being transformed by your mind has taught you that all men are equal. Now, if you took 7 steps back, brother, you know damn well you're better than the so-called white man.
Right.
Right.
That's break it down. Our skin is better than him. We
Right.
can stand in the sun.
Right.
He burns. We're faster than him physically.
Right.
We're stronger than him physically.
Right.
We've been mentally pissed on, menstrual cycles, feces, throw up, and all type of diseases on the bottom of that ship.
Right.
Yet we made it out.
That's right.
When this man can't even jog without passing out in the race, we're stronger than him physically, man. There's nothing that our people haven't been through that we've excelled out of. We're stronger than him mentally, man. Don't you know that he has mental breakdowns at work? I got fired. Then he comes back with a gun and shoots everybody.
Right.
So we get fired every damn day, man.
Right,
No,
right.
we do. We pray to the Most High God.
Right.
man.
Right.
We're stronger than him mentally. Is no place that he's stronger than us in, but one thing: wickedness. He excels in wickedness over us. That's the only thing he has. But other than being righteous, wise, knowing the laws, commandments, and having a true God, he doesn't excel in you. What's one thing that man is better than you in? Let's be honest. What are you equal to the Chinese man? Ain't our food better? Don't our food have more soul? And it made with love?
Right.
Don't grandma say she put her foot in it, man?
Right.
But to say that, isn't that kind of like being righteous? To say you better than somebody.
Who taught you that, brother? Right. Well, a better question is, who taught you that? Because if you're not asking that question out of the mind of God, you're asking that question out of the mind of this world.
Right.
This world has taught you that we all need to be equal. No man is equal, brother. And you know that.
Yeah.
There are people that are better than other people. Let's be honest.
Right.
I mean, this world has taught you to be so politically correct. Don't say that. That's offensive.
Right.
Get out of here. You're offending us. Right? Then they'll put up this sign and, right, shh, somebody's talking. Who taught you how to be so effeminate, man? In this world to be so politically correct, man? When is it wrong to tell the truth?
Right.
The white man doesn't want to hear the truth.
Right.
That's why he tries to mute everything that is true.
Right.
I can't even say it's the white man. It's I mean the white man is kind of responsible. Okay, I give you that. But it's like I can't go to another black man with that mentality. That's why niggas be dying today. You know what I mean? Like I can't go to anybody with that mentality. I can't go to anybody and say, hey, I'm better than you. Even though I know I'm better than you.
No, you may be looking at it on a carnal level. Not better than you as far as social status or clothes.
I'm not
but
talking
as a
about
nation.
social status,
Yeah, I'm
clothes.
talking about a nation.
I'm talking about everything you just mentioned.
Right, but you're a so-called black man.
Yeah.
And I'm a so-called black man.
Yeah.
Right, so we're the same.
But I can be better than you.
Yeah, on a level you can be.
But for the same thing you just mentioned, me being better than that Asian man, I can be better than you
But
at the
that's-
same shit.
But that's the eyes of the Lord. And that's for the Lord to decide. There are men that are better than other men on the earth. You do have liars and treacherous men, and then you have kings and rulers.
Right.
You have people that are wise and people that are fools.
Right.
Give me the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 6. But that doesn't mean you go around boasting. Like, I didn't come at you in a way because we just know a little bit more than you, brother. But I didn't say, look, you don't know nothing, man. Why don't you just sit down and listen?
Right.
No, we talk to you as if we were equal. Because we really are. Right? Even though we may know a little bit more, that doesn't make us better than you. That's for the Lord to decide. This is how you decide
But
who's...
that's only for me and you.
But check this out. That's let the Lord decide. Bring that up.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 6. For though a man be never so perfect,
You could be perfect. Ever so perfect. Right? You can have good skin. You could be nice and have money. You could do all of the things you want to do. And you could be ever so perfect. Read.
among the children of men,
Among all of the nations of the earth.
yet if thy wisdom be not with him,
Meaning if you don't have God's wisdom,
he shall be nothing regarded.
what can I call this man?
He shall be nothing regarded.
Now, do I gotta come at you and say you should be nothing regarded? That'd be disrespectful. That'd be
But you don't
turning.
know
Let me
what I know
finish. Let me
about-
finish.
you don't know what
Let me
I know.
finish. That could be turning you away from God. So to talk a certain way isn't always wise, just because you can say certain things. Because I could pull a precept to show you not knowing God makes you nothing in His eyes. But instead of doing that and saying that we're better because we do know God, I'm gonna get you to know God, so that we both can be on the same level in the spirit that the Lord can receive us.
Right.
So that's the spirit that we're trying to move in,
That's
not
right.
the who's better than who's spirit. It's a childish like mentality.
But you just said that about everybody else.
We're
as
talking
far as
about
us.
nations and we're talking about our people. So we're better than all nations.
Right.
No matter in your foolishness and ignorance in the Lord, you're still better than them.
Right.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You not knowing the Lord, you're still better than them. You still could win a race. You still could conquer them in war. You still excel in everything from your skin to your mind.
Right.
Better than them, whether you know the Lord or not. But then you taking it on a deeper level with me and you, then that would have to dictate and be literally prescribed off of what you know and your cleanness of your hands in the sight of the Lord.
Right.
You understand, brother?
Yeah, keep going.
If you don't understand, we could go slower, brother. Break it down.
It's not about the slow. You could say anything and fit the narrative is what I'm saying. You can go to that book and find anything to fit what you're trying to say. You really didn't clear up anything, but just say the Lord, like the answer's the Lord.
Right.
And I get that. Like I was raised in that.
Right.
So you can't really tell me nothing about that book. I mean, you can because you know it more than me. You know what I'm saying? But as far as you knowing it more than me and under you, it's like if I'm playing basketball, you Michael Jordan, right? And I'm Dennis Rodman, right? You know the game more than me, but we still playing the same game, right? We can still have accolades in different areas, right? But you still playing that game. To me, the book was still written by man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
can we break down your misconception and the understanding that you have?
I'ma always have a misconception, and you're gonna always be able to break it down. What I'm saying is,
before you go to another topic, because you touched on 3 different things, I want to be able to touch on what you're saying.
go ahead.
Right. Now, like I said, brother, the first thing that we're bringing out is you have to renew your mind. Your mind is the same. That's why your understanding is going to stay the same. That's why I'm going into humbling and becoming a child. When you become a child doesn't question, what did you put in this macaroni and cheese? How much cheese is in there? How much milk?
I know it's different.
Let me finish. How much butter? They're not questioning everything. They're being taught again. And that's why proud niggas are going to stay shot down in the streets.
That's right.
That's why proud niggas are going to stay shot down in the streets.
That's right.
Walking their dog in America, man.
That's right.
And get destroyed by nuclear fire, man.
Right.
And get
That's right.
destroyed by nuclear fire, man.
That's right.
The Lord not dealing with proud Negroes, man.
That's right.
That's why we went into slavery, man.
That's right.
Right? Hey, what's going on, brothers? Right, well, what we're out here to doing is to build up our people. Right? Does it offend you that you're better than all the nations of the earth? Does it offend you if I call you a god walking the earth, brother? Does it offend you if I call y'all kings? Would offend some niggas out here that don't like to be called kings.
Right.
That care about the white man's feelings.
Right.
And all of the nation's feelings, man.
Right.
We're after the Lord's heart, not after our heart.
That's right.
We're going to speak thus saith the Lord. And you know what the thing is? Speaking thus saith the Lord offends men. Right, give me the book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse 165. We can't be offended in what the Lord says because our minds are predicated off emotions, not the logics of the Heavenly Father. Bring that up.
This is Psalms 119 and 165. Great peace have they which love the law,
Great peace have they which love thy law,
and nothing shall offend them.
and nothing shall offend them. So when we read this book, it should be nothing that shall offend you. What you should really be offended in is the lie that you've been told 20-some years.
Right.
The lie you've been told 30-some years. Not that that book is offending you by being cradled in deception for so long, man. And for so long, we've been cradled to believe that these nations are better than us, man. They're rulers over us.
Right.
And they have more intelligence than us, and we're just monkeys, man. And we're good-for-nothing slaves. But that's not thus saith the Lord. Let's read the precept that offended that man. Let's go back to Deuteronomy and lift up these kings, man.
Right.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse number 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, and it reads, For thou art an holy people
Y'all brothers are holy, man. Y'all kings walking the earth. Read.
unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people
Right.
unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Don't say that too loud.
Above
All people that are upon the face of the earth.
Y'all above all people, man.
That's right.
And you know that in the spirit, man.
Right,
You know you
right,
better
right.
than. That's why he try to keep you down. Why isn't the white man just tackling the Chinese man so? Oppressing him and going to his neighborhood? Why isn't he trying to keep the Chinese man down so long, man?
Right.
Why isn't he trying to keep the Arab down so long?
Right.
Why about us, out of all the 18 nations that are on the earth, we're the ones tackled, shot down, oppressed, manipulated through social media and all educational systems? Why? It has to be a reason. Because once your mind wakes up, you're going to rule this earth, man.
Right,
You're going to
right.
go back to your first estate, and you're going to finally be future rulers, man. Let's go to the book of Psalms, right, chapter 86. Start 83 and verse 6. Start at 2.
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 2. Salakia. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
The Lord said, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult. A tumult is a loud noise. The Lord is about to tell you crafty counsel which goes on in the earth in the Bible. The Lord said, for lo, all of the enemies that make a tumult. Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate you. There are people on earth that hate the so-called black man.
Right.
They have lifted up their heads. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Hold on. In the Bible, the Lord is letting you know that there are enemies on the earth that take crafty counsel against you. Why do you think it's so many CBD oils and all of this K2 and all of the gas stations?
Right.
You think it's like that in Beverly Hills? You think it's like that over the gates and over the hills and all of these different suburbs, man? Why are we seeing a gun store and a damn church on every corner? Is it a church on every corner in Beverly Hills, man? Is it a church on every block? Why do we live the way we live? Why are projects so close together from east to west so that they know that we're going to war against one another? Why do they block us in the way they do and fit us so tight so that we're over top of one another? They don't live like that in different parts of the world,
right.
But only we live like that. That's crafty counsel. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said.
They have said, meaning all your enemies came together with one mind and said this.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Read it again.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Read it again.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right, that's not calling Judah no more after the tribe of their fathers, after they got off them slave ships. That's calling African Americans.
Right.
You know what? That's not calling Benjamin. Right, that they may know their tribe. This brother from the tribe of Benjamin, man.
Right.
If you call this brother West Indian, he'll lose his mind, man.
Right.
He knows who he is.
Right.
But they taking crafty counsel, said that's not calling Levi no more, that's calling Haitians.
Right.
Let's give them all of these titles and names that are against the heritage of their fathers. Right? Read on.
That the name of Israel.
That the what?
That the name of Israel.
The name of Negro.
That the name of Israel.
The name of Israel, who you actually are.
May be no more in remembrance.
Who's thinking about Israel anymore? You said the word Israel, you think of an Israeli.
Right.
You think of a Jewish man. You don't think of you, brother. You the real Israelite.
Right.
That's your heritage, brother.
Right.
That's your kingdom.
Right.
And these nations have taken crafty counsel to wage wars, counsels, bloodshed, and all type of evil spirits that take you out of your inheritance and root you out of the earth.
Right. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate.
What's the one consent? Don't you know that they have UN meetings, brother? A UN meeting is when all of these nations, they come together. The United Nations. You ever heard of the United Nations? Now you have the Arab man,
Right.
the Chinese man, right? You got the Japanese man, the
Right.
African man. Where's the Negro seat? Out of all of the nations in the UN, what the hell are they talking about?
Wake 'em up,
Out of all of the nations, we the only one not there.
Right.
What the hell are they talking about in there, man?
Right.
Should be like, all right, I want to be a fly on the wall. Count. Yeah, let's put blood in that right there, and
Right.
let's put some cigarettes and let's put some crack in their cereal. All of that
Right.
white powder, they won't know what it is.
Right, right.
Let's put a little bit of crack right in their cereal. Let's make the kids crazy. Let's put red dot 40 and everything.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's put pork and evilness and all type of damn Negro spirits all in the earth that they may kill one another.
Right.
That's what they're really talking about. Read.
They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. Meaning all the men of Edom. You know who Edom is, brothers?
Wake 'em up, Art.
Edom is the so-called white man.
Teach, Art.
That's their biblical nationality.
Right.
Just
Right.
like you're not a black man, you're an Israelite.
Right.
Right.
So the Lord has called men different than what man has called man on the earth.
Right.
There's no man that's white upon the earth.
At all.
Their skin, you know, understand is red, man, and clear. Right? They don't have white skin. White is pure. That's
Right.
why they call themselves white. And black is everything dirty. Everything black is bad, man.
Right.
Black male, black cat, black magic, right? Black damn gum on the ground, and anything black, you gotta wash your hands, man. That's why they call you that. They don't want you to feel like you have any light towards yourself.
Right.
Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelite. We're not gonna go through all these nations, but you have the white man, the Arabs, the Africans, and every nation that set their hand against you. Why? Because they know that you are God's chosen people. Now, I was talking to somebody yesterday and I asked them a question. Now, I'm going to let you answer it. I'm going to let the spirit of the Most High rest on you, Most High will. Now, you have a people in the Bible that are called the Israelites, right? Now, they were in captivity in Egypt, right? When Moses said, let my people go. What did they do when they came out of Egypt? They wandered around in the where? You know? In the desert. Right? They wandered around for 40 years and they went in the desert. Now, what people are still wandering around in this very day?
Wow. Wake them up, Art.
They just want, I mean, to this from the time they came out. You said what?
You said us?
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what people could we identify and look and say, damn, they were in slavery in the Bible. They came out of slavery and just wandered around. You know, really wonder. I mean, certain people followed the Lord, but certain people didn't. You have that small remnant that's following the Lord, but then you have that small remnant now that's still just wandering around. They don't know what's going on, man. Now, if I were to ask y'all kings, what's y'all nationality, what would you say?
Black.
Say black African. What about if I say what's your language?
Wake them up, Art.
It's not English. You're not Englishmen.
Right.
You don't derive from the British.
Right.
You're not English. Why do we speak English? They beat us into it. You saw the movie Roots. Like, your name is this, boy. Right now you speaking with more damn verbs and similes and right. You connecting the dot and
teach,
right. Your English is very proper now, man. No. There, and there. Learn the there.
Right.
Right now you so English, you know, you're losing who the hell you are, man. Right. Now let's read that. No, matter of fact, go to the Book of Psalms. Go to the Book of Psalms, chapter 64, and verse number 2. Right? Your language is Hebrew, brother.
That's right.
Say Hebrew. That's y'all language, man. Don't ever forget that, man. Hebrew. Ibari, the Lashawan Padash. That's your language, man. Bring that up.
Psalm 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Right, the Lord said that there is a people that need to be hidden from all of the crafty counsel and lies that are on the earth. Now, I'm going to give y'all it real quick, right, because I'm about to pass it to the next mighty speaker. But our language is Hebrew. Our nationality are the Israelites. Y'all are kings, and you have a God. And most importantly, you have to know your God's name.
Right.
Your God isn't the so-called white man. Right, let's put that out there, man. Let's stop playing games. It damn sure ain't this man.
Right.
This ain't your God, man. This your colonizer. You know what they gave you this in? Slavery, man. They sat in all of the churches when we had church and they had a white man to watch and monitor things.
Right.
To make sure the truth wasn't being brought out, man. You know what they did? They gave you only a select amount of the Bible that you could read.
Right.
You have something called the Negro Bible.
Right.
And you have different things that were taken out about strength, captivity, overcoming an oppressor, coming out of slavery. These passages, they was taken out of the Bible, man, because they don't want you to know the truth, right? Now, this book is like a revolutionary book, man. You read this, and you see a bunch of men that were slaves come out of slavery, put on damn gold and sit on thrones and start ruling, man. And when you read this book, this isn't a book of fairy tales and white babies going like this all day. Right. Now look at this. The Negro Bible. The Slave's Bible. When you go into this, they don't have all the books that we got now. You know why? Because they took them out, man. Now we're not going to go through everything. See, the Lord may wanted that to come out.
Need to touch it.
See, look at that's the spirit. The first thing is say, servants, obey them that are your masters. Man. See how the right. Look at this, man. Look at this. The Negro Bible, the slave Bible. Servants be obedient to them that are your masters. Check that out. And they don't even have the context to understand what that's going into. They just take that, they strip it out, and they force it down your throat. You love the Lord, don't you, boy? Right? They beat it into you, man. Give me the book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 13. Right, so the next brother is about to set it on fire with the understanding and expound in the foundation that was laid. Bring that up.
Isaiah 42 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holding my peace.
What the Lord say?
I have long time holding my peace.
Y'all shall say.
I have long time holding my peace.
Read.
I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once.
Come yourselves.
Come yourselves.
Come yourselves.
Come yourselves. Come yourselves.